Services just for seniors. Learn about it. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio in Florence. We're focused on the Senior Citizens Association in Florence County, and we're visiting with Ruth Sandifer, the president of the board of directors. Good morning, Ruth. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Good morning, Greg. I'm so delighted to be here.
Incredible opportunity to highlight the Senior Citizens Association in Florence County. So much growth going on now within the community. Amazing.
That is true, and we've waited for this for so long. We just can't begin to tell you how excited we are.
I'm sure you are, absolutely. Ruth, can we talk real quick about yourself? Are you originally from the area?
No, I came from a little town southwest of here called Hemingway. And in 1951, when I graduated from high school, I came to Florence to Carolina College of Commerce, and there later, during that year, I met my husband, and the next year we were married, and I'm here since.
Wow, and you said, so it was 51, you came up, you met your husband the next year, and you were married, and so you must be around 50 years of marriage.
At least. Last year we celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary.
That is amazing. Do you all still have family in the area?
Well, we have a daughter in Darlington, and a son in Chirral, and another son in Spring Hope. It's between Rocky Mount and Raleigh.
Right, absolutely. We know that area. A lot of our viewers in Robeson, Scotland County, and Columbus County, they probably get up at the Triangle quite a bit. That's a great area. What had you been doing before you began your association with the Senior Citizens Association?
Well, after getting my family off and to a running start, then I began my career as a secretary. I worked for the Highway Patrol as secretary to the district captain for 30 years.
Wow, 30
So I retired in 95, and that's when I began to get involved in other local charities and different things. But prior to that, I had been very much involved in the Secretaries Association, and I have earned my degree, I guess you call it, as a certified professional secretary. And only about 1% of the secretaries in the nation are certified. So this is something I certainly cherish.
Absolutely, and there's a group nationwide.
Right. It is now International Association of Administrative Professionals. But it's just really secretaries as the general public knows them.
Gives the opportunity for, I mean, I don't know how folks, active businessmen and women would be able to survive without very strong administrative support.
Well, it has its purpose.
Very definitely, very definitely. Well, what prompted your initial involvement with the Senior Citizens Association, and when did you join its board of directors?
I came on board in 2000, in the year 2000, in June, and a friend of mine that I had known for a long time asked me if I would be willing to serve on the board. And I sort of didn't have any reason not to. So I agreed to that.
Yeah.
And consequently, I'm still there.
That's amazing. When did you assume the presidency of the board? That's a big deal. You know, oftentimes, as you said, your friend just pulled you in just to get on the board, and somehow now you're the president?
Well, I started out as the second vice president, and I thought I had lots of time to learn everything as I went up the ropes.
Yeah.
But one of our board members, who was the first vice president, resigned because of ill health. And then that moved me up to vice president, and then in 2001, I was chairman of the nominating committee, and we couldn't find anybody to serve as president. So I went back to the board and I said, we don't have anybody for president. I'm willing to serve as vice president, but I'm just not sure about president. So the current president said that if I would take president, she would back me up as vice president. So I served as president last year, and this is my second year.
That is fantastic. Well, can you tell us how many folks, how many people serve on the board of directors, and how do you think their collective experiences represent the community and help benefit the Senior Citizens Association?
Presently, we have 25 members on our board. And it is one of the best boards I have ever served on. We have people from all walks of life, retirees, people who are working, people who have a heart for seniors and want to make their life easier, especially after they have maybe lost their spouse and they're living alone. Their lives are lonely, and this gives them an opportunity to interact with other seniors who may be in the same position.
When was the Senior Citizens Association formed?
Well, actually, it was not the Senior Citizens Association when it began. I think in 1999 the name was changed to Senior Citizens Association, but it's been active since about 65.
Wow, in Florence County.
In Florence County. Well, actually in Florence. A lady by the name of Mrs. Dorothy Blackwell started out as a volunteer, and she got some other volunteers to help her, and it was only after 69 when the federal government passed an act that for the seniors that it became actually a reality as far as having board members and a president and some paying positions over the association, the programs that the association carries.
Okay. Can you share with viewers a little bit of some of the services the Senior Citizens Association provides, and from where are these services currently provided?
The association has one of the main things is Meals on Wheels. And from July the 1st through December the 31st of 2002, we had 10,601 congregate meals served.
Oh, Lord, that's a huge commitment.
In a 6-month period. We have 6 sites that people can go, and people who are able to get up and walk in or out of the door. We have vans that we take. We have volunteers and some part-time employees who are paid to drive these vans, pick up people who don't have the availability of an automobile, to go to the different sites. We have a site, of course, in Florence, one in Lake City, one in Johnsonville, Pamplico, Oleta, and Timmonsville.
Wow.
And they're taken to these sites. Then we have another thing that's called Meals on Wheels. And last year, during this 6-month period, we had 14,376 meals that were delivered to homes. Then, for those who have, these were free meals, people who could not afford them. Then, for those who could afford the meals, we had 2,342 meals served. Like if a person went to the hospital and they weren't able for a month or two to prepare their meals. Right. They could get them as long as they could afford to pay for them.
It's amazing. It's almost 30,000 meals in a 6-month period, either where they pick folks up and take them to those 6 locations, or they deliver the almost 15,000, or delivered by purchase. That's a huge commitment.
And some of the other programs, we have homemaking services.
Right.
We have 4,383 hours during the 6-month period that were helping people who needed some help in the home. We have respite services. We have 9 volunteers who call a list of people every day, 7 days a week, to find out if they're okay, if they need anything. And as I mentioned earlier on, we have transportation services. And in this same 6-month period, we had 102,952 miles that were driven during this period.
Boy, that is
and
amazing.
we have approximately 250 volunteers who serve in different areas.
250 volunteers just for the Senior Citizens Association of Florence County.
Right.
That's amazing.
We're looking for more.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and we want to talk about that, and that ties in well to how long has the effort to build a Senior Citizens Center been on the agenda?
Probably 25 to 30 years.
Really?
But it's just been in the last few years that we've been able to get a grant to provide the monies to build. And Carolina's Hospital gave us 3.5 acres of deeded property to build on. And several on the board have traveled all over to other senior centers over the state and looked at their facilities. When we'd get back in the van, we would jot down what we liked, what we didn't like. This is how we came up with what we wanted for Florence.
When you think about the impact the new center will have on the programs provided to seniors in Florence County, what are some of the things that really stick out in your mind, Ruth?
Well, as you know, we're in an automated world. Many seniors don't know how to use the internet. They don't know how to use email. And this is a way that they can stay in constant contact with their children or grandchildren. This will be taught. We'll have a computer lab. We'll have arts and crafts to give them things that they want to do. We'll have an exercise room. We'll also have a library that people can read, or they can play cards, whatever they choose to do. And then we have a multi-purpose room that they can dance or have congregate meals, whatever they choose to do.
Ruth, you talked about 250 volunteers for the Senior Citizens Association of Florence County. Do you think the new facility will have a greater demand for volunteers?
Very definitely.
Really?
Because as sad as it is, more and more seniors are going to be less able to get out. We have a waiting list now for Meals on Wheels that we don't have the money financially to support them. And as more money comes in, we can cover more people with needs, and of course we'll need volunteers to accomplish this.
Very definitely. Ruth, when you think about construction, how long do you think it'll take, and when do you hope to open the center?
Well, the construction company will begin this coming Monday, June the 2nd.
Right.
It will be 11 months is the projection that it will take to get the senior center completed with everything. So that should take us so about next May, which is, by the way, senior month. So we're expecting a big grand opening come May of 2004.
Yes, Ruth, how exciting. If someone's interested in learning more about the Senior Citizens Association and the new Senior Citizen Center, who can they contact? What's the best number?
That number would be 669-6761. Okay. And if it's a long-distance call, it would be 843. 843-669-6761, and they'd want to ask for anyone in particular? Well, the receptionist who answers the telephone can direct them to whomever they need to speak with.
Okay. Ruth, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Well, thank you. It was my pleasure, and I enjoyed it.
This is very exciting. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio in Florence. We're focused on the Senior Citizens Association in Florence County, and we're visiting with Linda Mitchell-Johnson, the Executive Director. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning. I'm glad
Thanks
to be
so
here.
much for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Incredible opportunity to get in the day y'all begin construction on the Senior Center.
Excellent timing.
Amazing. Right next door to Carolina's hospital system, as you said, right behind Ruby Tuesday.
That's correct, and we're looking forward to this day.
This is a big, big day. Thank you so much for coming in. Where is home, Linda?
Well, home is actually here right in Florence. I grew up here. My family's here. I went to high school and elementary school. All my formal education was right here in Florence, so I'm a hometown person.
You attended school here. What did you study?
Well, I actually went away to college in terms of I went to South Carolina State College, and then I went to Francis Marion College and obtained my master's degree.
Right.
So I'm a hometown person.
Now, when you got your master's, was that focused on caring with senior citizens, or
Well, it was actually in clinical psychology.
Okay.
I worked in the clinical field in terms of counseling and some administrative duties. So pretty much clinical work and social work, and so I'm having the opportunity to to do what I'm actually trained to do.
Absolutely. Very exciting. Yeah, and that opens up so well into the Senior Citizens Association. When did you join the staff?
Well, it's been about 4 years. About 4 years ago, I joined Senior Citizens Association. I came in as the executive director, and I've been here again 4 years. And it's been a wonderful opportunity. I've learned a lot and worked with an excellent staff and also a board.
Absolutely. I think Ruth said earlier on there, 25 board members.
25. It's a pretty large board, very committed board. And we're really excited about this new venture that we're getting ready to take on.
This is a big deal. There's been quite a bit leading up to the eventual construction today, beginning the construction on the senior center. This has taken how long in preparation for this center?
Well, when I first came on board, I was informed that it's been about 25, 30 years that they've been planning this. I mean, it's been a whole aging process in some ways. But we're excited about having the first senior center in Florence. Our next door neighbor, as far as Horry County, they have 12. This is for its first senior center, so we're really, again, excited about this opportunity and to be able to serve the seniors here in Florence County. So it will become a focal point for the seniors here in Florence County.
Horry County, you said, has 12 senior centers, and Florence County had none?
That is correct.
That's insane.
Yeah, this is the first one. So again, the first one is always the exciting one, so we're hoping that we'll have the opportunity to put other senior centers in the other areas in Florence County, like Lake City and Johnsonville and Timorsville and other areas within Florence County.
Absolutely. And this is really, are there other senior centers in the other PD area counties, or this will be the first to the best of your knowledge?
This would be pretty much the first senior center pretty much in. There's a nutrition site and there's also a senior center, and I think this would be actually the first senior center that we'll have in the PD.
That's fantastic. How many people are currently working with you there at the Senior Citizens Association?
It's relatively a very small agency. We have about 8 full-time employees and about 25 part-time employees. We tend to attract people that are retired, and they come in and look to work and work part-time and work about 20, 25 hours a week. So we do attract a lot of part-time employees and a lot of retirees in the community. So it's a small staff.
You also attract a ton of volunteers.
A ton of volunteers. We're really excited about the opportunity to work with our volunteers here in Florence. We have about 250 volunteers, and that's constantly growing. We have a retired senior volunteer program with Senior Citizen Association, and Kathy Tenney is the person who coordinates that program.
Absolutely. I was just reminded not to whistle in the microphone. Excuse me, Linda. I'm thinking this through and all the activities. I want to whistle. This is so exciting. Today's the day. Kicking off the construction of the senior center, thinking about so much happening in Florence County, and to think this is the first. That's such a big deal. That must make you excited about working with the Senior Citizens Association.
I'm very excited. I'm very pleased with the opportunity again, and it's just a wonderful and rewarding experience to be able to work with seniors and, again, work with this project.
Absolutely. What are some of the services provided by the association?
Well, people tend to identify our program with the Meals on Wheels program, which is a homebound program that we deliver hot meals to homebound seniors who can't leave their homes. We have a respite program where we have people go in and help family members who are taking care of their family members who are ill and can't do can't do things for themselves, that we go in and relieve those family members to be able to take care of some of their own personal needs. We have transportation services where we take seniors to the doctors and to the pharmacies and run little errands that they're not able to drive, so we take a part in helping them get around. We have a variety of services for the agency. I mean, again, we have a caregiver program, which is a new program that we have to help our caregivers. The caregiver is actually the client. We have a money management program, a medication program, and again, the senior center, by having this program, which is actually a service that we'll be able to expand on, this is a wonderful, again, opportunity.
Linda, can we talk real quick about funding, just how the services are funded, and probably more importantly, how much does it cost annually to operate the programs you currently offer to seniors here in Florence County?
Well, we get most of our money from the Old American Act, which they established a Council on Aging in this state, and actually it's a federally funded program, and it's a program that's not just on a state level, it's a national program. So Council on Aging are in nationwide. And so the program here in Florence County is called, again, Senior Citizen Association. We initially was called Florence County Council on Aging. We get United Way funding, we get county funds, we get city funds, we get FEMA money, which is emergency money. And again, we get private donations, and people pay for memberships, the clients pay for memberships. So we get a variety of funding sources to the agency.
Mm-hmm. When do you anticipate, Linda, the news center will be open?
Probably will open July 2004.
Is that right?
I'm thinking it's an 11-month contract, and again, today we're breaking ground. So I would say, considering the weather and other factors that we might not have control of, I'd say we'd probably be ready to break ground around July of next year. I mean, open up.
Dedicate, absolutely. How exciting. That's good for you to take into account the weather constrictions, even though it's an 11-month contract, to think about it really 13 months out before dedicating it, just so that no one gets too excited about a date next, let's say May 1, to move in, and instead recognize they got to push it back. So that's great.
I would allow at least a 2-month delay. You know, that's kind of reasonable. I mean, in wintertime, there's rain and other kind of factors that we don't have control over. So I would think regionally, I would be looking at July of 2004 to be operating. And that budget for our agency is probably right at $1 million with the new senior center.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Boy, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And it should be, because the seniors deserve it.
We heard Ruth lay out some of those numbers earlier on for the last 6 months of 2002, the number of Meals on Wheels served, the number of people picked up, taken to the 6 different locations around the county to get meals. It was amazing hearing some of those numbers. It was like 30,000 meals.
Yeah, we stayed pretty busy.
Unbelievable.
And the thing that's amazing is that we have a waiting list of almost 250, 300 seniors that's actually waiting for a hot meal. And unfortunately, we don't have the funds to be able to provide those services. And hopefully, as we move into the new senior center, we'll have the opportunity to attract more people to support the organization.
And such a prime location there. Golly, Linda, what a prime location. Right next to Carolina's Hospital Center, right behind, you said, on Freedom Boulevard. Perfect. How did y'all come about that location?
Well, Carolina Hospital System donated the land, and we're very thankful to them and happy about the opportunity to work with them. And it also gives us an opportunity to collaborate services right next door to a hospital. Mm-hmm. So we're hoping to be able to expand and create different programs for our seniors.
Speaking about some of those programs, has the new center presented new opportunities to coordinate services with programs offered by other agencies serving seniors of Florence County?
Well, we would have the opportunity to partner with the county. Mm-hmm. We're looking at being able to, the county will be able to coordinate our senior services in partnership with us. They will probably end up hiring a senior center coordinator or an existing staff person would come on and actually run the senior program. That person has a lot of experience. So, again, we'll be partnering with the county to bring this about. We'll have the opportunity to do more trips and outings and health promotions and screening and things that we're not able to do right now because of limited space.
Mm-hmm. Linda, who's going to be responsible for operating the new center when it's open, and how will it impact the kind of programs that can be offered?
Well, I guess, again, it would be a partnership between the county and Senior Citizen Association. Mm-hmm. And so at this point, it would be operated probably by the agency and in collaboration with the county.
You were going to be slammed. My God, Linda Mitchell-Johnson doing all this already, and to think about that opening up, and, I mean, how are you going to do it?
Well, I have a dedicated staff, a dedicated board, and a community. I mean, this is a community project. This is not just a project for me. Even though I see myself in that leadership role, I feel like when we have dedicated staff and people in the community that are committed to the service, we'll do it together.
Absolutely. Good words, Linda. That's a great way to wrap. But we can't wrap yet. I wanted to ask you real quick, can you give some examples of some services that seniors will have available that aren't currently available?
Well, of course, right now we'll be able to enhance our physical fitness program. Mm-hmm. Right now, our physical fitness program is very limited. We're not that as involved in our physical program as we like to be. So we'll have the opportunity to enhance that program. There's actually going to be a physical fitness room. There's going to be a computer area for seniors to go in and enhance their skills and learn new skills on the computer designed specifically for seniors. But sometimes seniors don't feel as comfortable in that computer arena as sometimes some of us. And so they'll have the opportunity to have the pace, the attention, the equipment, the computers, and everything designed primarily for seniors. We're also going to have a social area for them to go play, card games or bingo or just to socialize. There's going to be a fireplace in there, so it's going to be kind of cozy where they can sit down and just kind of socialize. So we're going to have the opportunity to do a lot of different things, plus more trips, more outings, a multi-purpose room that's going to have the capacity of 500 people or more. So there's a lot of room for expansion, a lot of room for creativity, and we're looking forward to having that opportunity.
Absolutely. Linda, what do you like best about being the executive director for the Senior Citizens Association in Florence County?
I guess I love being able to create new things. I like doing and challenging new things, and it seems so much like a challenge. It's almost like a checklist. You have a to-do thing, and I look at this checklist, and I say, well, these are all the things I need to do, all the things I like to do, and I have the opportunity to do that. And this job gives me the opportunity to be able to challenge my skills and continue to just move up the ladder to some new program, a new initiative, a new opportunity. And I think that's what I like most about it, is having the opportunity to enhance my skills.
Absolutely. Lastly, Linda, do you have a message for Florence County seniors?
Well, I want to thank them for their patience. Like, again, it's been about 25, 30 years that they've been waiting on the senior center. It's their senior center. I want them to utilize it, and it's for all senior citizens in Florence County. I'm looking forward to working with them.
Absolutely.
And the staff.
You heard Linda Mitchell-Johnson say it. It's their senior center. Senior citizens in Florence County and throughout the PD, I'm sure, will be traveling in an amazing celebration. Construction begins today. It'll be going on for a little more than a year, and the celebration will open up next summer. Linda, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me, too.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Ruth Sandifer and Linda Mitchell-Johnson for making today's Carolina People so special.